Hey Jamel, I'm gonna give you some feedback on your criteria. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I'm not sure if it's Jamel or Jamel. Um, I like the type that you use for this one. The only thing is I want to see a symbol element that's separate from it. So I think you could probably use this type as the word mark. But aside from that, I want a symbol element to go along with it. So with the ladybug, it's okay maybe for some logo. Like I would simplify it in general and not have the hearts on top of the back. It's not too bad, but when you start to get into little details like that, then it starts to become a little bit too complicated. And when it's shrunk down, then you lose a lot of the detail with that. But with this one, I don't know if it really reflects the whole lucky idea. It's just kind of like a ladybug, which is feminine, but I've never known ladybugs to be associated with like the four-leaf clover or the rabbit's foot or whatever. And I could be wrong about that. I haven't looked it up, but I don't get lucky out of the ladybug. Even though it is feminine, it doesn't reflect the company name. The silhouette part that you have down here, I think it's a nice silhouette of a woman. I think it was that like Dita Von Teese or something over here. So I think you did a great job on pen tooling that. And as a logo in general, I think it would be good. Concerns would be that if anybody, happened to know this particular photo very well and knew that that's who it was, you might get sued for that. And also it looks a little bit like Jessica Rabbit, so I would try and avoid any likenesses of it looking like any other living or made up characters or cartoons or whatever, just to prevent getting in trouble or being sued by any other companies or whatnot. For this one here, I think that you're better off with a type like this. Something like this doesn't really reflect any of your adjectives. Like it's not sexy, it's not feminine, it's not any of those things. So I would avoid a type like this. I would go with something more like the cursive, handwritten, something much more elegant and fancy. With this, I guess that's like, is that the lips? Yeah, with the lip prints. I think with the lip prints, it's gonna kind of make, it doesn't reflect the whole Lucky name. And I think it's going to make it look a little bit more sleazy than some of the other ones. And the reason that I say that is with like the whole kiss mark, it just kind of gives like the whole feel of like, the red lipstick and everything. It's a more kind of, and I don't know, like which area you want to go for. If you're trying to go for more classy over something a little bit more, or less classy, I should say, I won't get into too many adjectives. But I think the red lips aren't necessarily the message that you were wanting to send. Like something like this, I think is fine because it's so classy, because it's more like the burlesque type pinup, which women perceive as being classy. So something like this one and this one here, I think is on a closer track to what you're trying to do. So I would keep this type here. Straying away from just a silhouette, maybe try and do something so that it reiterates the company name. I like this because it has that feminine pose and it also has the symbol for something lucky. You don't want it to be too complicated, but maybe you do something like this, but so that it's actually conveyed as a lucky charm or as a four-leaf clover. Maybe have her legs coming down to act as like the stem of it or something, so she can have like a classic burlesque pose or whatever, the pinup pose. And so you have the silhouette, like one solid color, not an outline like you have it, but the silhouette, solid black as her legs coming up, and then have like the white silhouette inside of it, and then the black for the lucky charm. Sorry, I don't have an illustration of it to show you. So basically it would be, this would all be black, and then somehow, when her legs come down, you might have to change colors, or I don't know how you're going to make it work, but have like the legs coming down and have the inside part here be basically the negative space of it, so that it sticks out a lot more. Because with the lines that you have here, and I don't know if you intended to color it in later, I know it says two color silhouette. Okay, so yeah, that would make it pop out a lot more than having the lines. So I want to see you play around with this idea a little bit more, and something like this type here, and push a little bit further, just because like I said, with some of these other ones, I don't think you're quite hitting the mark with what you were trying to convey with it.